try and convince people that they deserve to live.
Hi beautiful beings, it's Rebecca, the vegan pixie warrior. I'm back with Abi again. This time we're talking to her about her activism and what it means to her to be an animal rights activist. I'm hoping by the end of this you'll be inspired to get involved in some activism in your area, and it gives you some inspiration of what different things you can do. So enjoy the video. Hi Abi, thanks for joining me again on my YouTube channel. This week we're talking about your activism. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me. How are you?
No, I'm good. I'm not too bad. We discussed previously why you were vegan in another video about your liberation pledge. So I'll pop the link up so that people can have a look at that if they want to see why you became vegan. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, whereabouts in the world are you based? You're a bit of a traveller, aren't you?
So yeah, I do go around a lot, but I am based in Mid Wales in the UK currently.
Okay. So when did you first become involved in activism, and what form of activism was it?
That's a tricky one really, because there was never kind of a point where I was like, okay, I'm doing activism now. But for the first like 4 or 5 years of being vegan, I didn't do any activism at all, other than like personal conversations with like people in my life. And then I was busking in Chester one day, and some people set up opposite me on the street doing an Earthlings experience, which is similar to like a cube of truth or like a diamond. And I joined them instead of carrying on busking, and I found it really interesting to watch people having these conversations about animal rights, because it wasn't something that I'd ever seen happen before in public. And then I sort of dabbled in doing a couple of like cubes and things. Then I didn't do anything for a while, and then I did like a save movement vigil in Manchester, and that obviously lit like a huge fire under me meeting the pigs. And because obviously once you meet them, you're like, I have to do a lot more and I have to speak up for them. So I did a bit of stuff around there, and then I've been doing a lot more in the last like 2 to 3 years, I guess.
Yeah, the vigils are the same for me. I mean, I think I became active in the September 2018. I did my first vigil in the February 2019. And when I went to that vigil, I thought I was doing 3-4 cubes a month was too much. And I went to that vigil and I went, it's not enough. We just need to do more. I think vigils are really powerful, even if it's not for you and you don't go to another one, just to give you, like you said, that fire. Exactly the same. I feel exactly the same. It gave me that fire to carry on and fight for them when you look into their eyes. Definitely. Yeah. Did you have any blocks stopping you from becoming active? So I did a little bit of research. You did? Okay. What was your block?
Hugely. So I think when I first started about becoming active, well, no, like when I started becoming serious about being active for the animals, I was in a relationship with someone who wasn't vegan. And I think because I knew as soon as I started, like as soon as I went to my first vigil, as soon as I met my first animals who were in that position and I couldn't help them, that I then wouldn't be able to like cope with the closest person in my life, the person I spend all my time with, supporting that. So I kind of just avoided doing activism, so I didn't have to deal with that like uncomfortableness. But yeah, then I sort of realised that was a silly thing to do, and a silly thing to a silly reason not to help the animals, and I jumped into it. And soon after that, my partner, who I was with at the time, went vegan as well, so that wasn't even an issue anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was kind of my main like block to getting active, was I didn't want to create that void between me and the people I care about who are still supporting those industries.
Yeah. So what was it that you thought, you know what, this is a stupid reason, I'm just going to go and do it? Was it something you watched or saw, or you just decided?
I think just I gradually realised that it was too important, I guess. Like it was the animals' entire lives versus my uncomfortable feeling.
And how did you find out about the activism events? How did you get involved?
Facebook, I think, just following lots of different animal rights pages and vegan groups and things.
Okay. And what form of activism do you find that suits you the best? Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. I like things that involve being like with the animals, whether that's in like a sense where it's a really heartbreaking scenario and you can give them a bit of comfort and tell their stories, or whether that's in a sanctuary where you get to relax and see happy animals have been rescued, or whether that's like directly trying to help rescue animals. Just anything that involves being hands-on with the animals, I find really, like, my anxiety goes out the window because it's not about me anymore, it's about them. Whereas with like street outreach and things like that, I do it and I love it and I find it effective, but like the anxiety of it all kind of kicks in because they're not in front of me.
Yeah.
Whereas when they're in front of me, I will do anything, and it doesn't, there's no second thought of like how it's going to affect me. Is it going to make me feel a bit uncomfortable? Like, is it going to be a bit awkward? It's just about them.
Yeah, no, I get that. I haven't done any direct action. It's something I want to do, but I'm unable to do for reasons I can't go into on my YouTube channel. But you know, I would love to have some more free time and volunteer at Dean Farm Trust or a few of the other local sanctuaries. It's just because I work full time Monday to Friday. It's difficult to get that.
Yeah.
But one day it will happen.
Yeah.
And so, how do you fit your activism into your life?
So my life has no schedule at all in the slightest, and it's completely all over the place. So it's quite easy to fit it in. I'm a musician, so working at the weekends and nights before Corona World happened. So it's all very flexible. At the moment, I don't have any like particular work on, so got lots of time to do activism. I'm running a campaign at the moment against a pig farm that's got like in planning to be built locally, and I'm doing an internship with the Aquatic Life Institute, helping with like social media and stuff like that, as well as working on various like video projects and whatnot. And then I also do my music, and it's all just kind of stuff I'm doing from home, and I can juggle it all as and when. So I have it quite easy on the fitting stuff in kind of side.
Yeah, it's funny. I was speaking to someone earlier today who's also in the music industry, and he said it's easy to fit a balance between the music and the activism. Maybe I need to get a nighttime job so I can do activism in the day and then work at night.
Be your own boss. It's the way to go.
Well, this is the dream. One day I do the lottery, so let's see what happens with that. Do you set up any events yourself?
So just before lockdown hit in Wales, it hit 2 weeks ago. So before England's gone into lockdown and we're coming out before you guys come out. We were about to do a physical event to do with this campaign that I've designed and running about the pig farm that's potentially going to be built if we can't stop it. But I've never organised anything other than that, no.
Okay. And was that advertised on Facebook or?
Not yet, no.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Was it going to be though?
Yes, it was going to be. Hopefully it will happen now we're coming out of lockdown on Monday. So
fingers crossed. I would be there, but I'm about to go into lockdown.
Yeah.
Well, I am in lockdown.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be an animal rights activist?
It means not just not participating in stuff that you can see is wrong, and actively trying to do what you can to help the victims who are like in that scenario and who actually feel the effects of the thing that we just think is wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's their whole lives, so they can't just get up and leave that situation. So we have to like speak like on their behalf and try and convince people that they deserve to live, basically, which sounds a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean.
No, and it does sound dramatic when you put it like that, but it is a simple thing of they deserve to live.
Yeah, we're not asking to give them the right to vote or the right to drive. We're just asking for them to have their own lives not taken away from them.
And what would your message be to non-active vegans? So people that maybe don't want to be active, or even those that do and are worried about it, what would you say to inspire them?
I think just on your own, explore your reasons why that is, and then maybe have a think whether that's, because I know for me, I didn't want to be active for ages, and then I took a lot of time to kind of think about why that was, and I couldn't justify it anymore. And I felt silly for the reasons that I'd been using. So I think, yeah, just like look inside yourself and have a think about it, really. And if you haven't watched the footage, watch the footage. It's heartbreaking, but be completely informed when you make that decision whether you want to actively fight against it or just not contribute to it.
Yeah, because it is one thing to just be vegan, but it is a non-action, right? And
yeah,
we need more of us. And I'm sure every vegan out there wants animal liberation. And how can we expect to get that if only 1% of us are actually doing something about it?
For sure. But also people have like their own ways of doing things. You don't have to be out there at the front of slaughterhouses breaking your own heart every weekend. You can, if that's not something you can cope with, then find your own unique way to use what you can do and what you have got and the energy that you have got to share, to use it for the animals' benefit and to share that message, I guess.
Yeah, online campaigning or wearing a t-shirt or stickering, or like Mippy said, writing out notes on pieces of paper and then folding them up and putting them in windscreen wipers. With facts on, so when they come back to the car, the car's been busted, and it hasn't. They've just got a little note about the truth about eggs or the truth about dairy. So yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and if Abi has inspired you to get involved in activism, please drop a comment below. I'd love to find out if any of my videos have inspired you to get active and what sort of activism you're doing. I'll pop a link in the description to where you can get involved in some of the activism that Abi was talking about. Massive thank you to my patrons that support me on my Patreon page. And if you enjoy my content and want to support me in making more videos and reach out to more activists, then please check it out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video, and I'll see you next time.